Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Pre-Heresy and Codices, and this is where I look at one legion per ramble, give you my thoughts and opinions on what Codex or Codices can represent that legion, and then give you some ideas for collecting that legion. Up on the chopping block this time is the Iron Warriors Legion, the Mighty Fourth. As you can see, that color scheme pre to post-Heresy hasn't really changed. Post-Heresy, they got more spikes on their armor and horns in their helmet, but color scheme is basically the same. Still that dark metallic, iron color, Vulcan, lead belch, or whatever you want to call it, color. Then you have the black shoulder pad insets. You have chevron markings and the Legion symbol. All very much what's done pre and post heresy. Now, even when they were Unification era, before they met up with their Primarch, that color scheme was very similar, and that's kind of, I feel, the utilitarian aspect of the Legion. Why change color scheme for anything? So, as you can see, it's pretty similar. It lacks a Legion symbol. It doesn't utilize chevrons. And really what you're looking at is maybe a slight color change for the shoulder pad trim. Maybe it's more of a brass, bronzes type of color. Other than that, not too much else is different. So I thought I'd share that with you because, being that they are part of the Forge World Book 3 for Horus Heresy, they do have that information in there. Now, as far as what Codex or Codices could best represent them, I feel the generic Spaceman Codex would be the way to go. I feel it does a better job, but the Chaos Codex is still usable. And in fact, you can make accounts as Obliterator squad that works for this Legion. So for the Chaos Codex, you have the usual restrictions: no Chaos God icons or marks, no cult legions, because they're basically legions. They're basically cult legion. No cult legion squads. There we go. 1,000 Sun squads and Khorne Berserker squads, stuff like that. None of those, as they're dedicated to a particular god. No Defiler, no Demon Engines, no Flyers, no Mutilators, no Possessed. But and other stuff like that. But the Obliterator squad, you can do as it counts as. What you would do is you represent Legio Cybernetica automatons. The Iron Warriors made use of those. They had a permanent detachment within their Legion force. So you could paint up in a similar color scheme as the Iron Warriors Legion. And all you would need to do really is maybe utilize something from Forge World and then further convert it, or if you don't want to convert a Forge World model, get something so you can make it roughly the size of a Terminator. If it's a little bit bigger, a little bit bulkier, that's fine. The Obliterator is kind of bulkier. So convert something up, plastic card it, green stuff it for weld seams. It's going to take a little bit of work, but at the end of the day, if you got something converted up to look kind of like a robot, a mini robot, and the size of a Terminator, and you give it multiple range weaponry, something plasma looking, something big laser gun looking, and something looks like it can take out a bunch of infantry, that'll basically have you covered. And what you got right there is it counts as Obliterator. It represents one of the automatons utilized by the Legion, and you're good to go. So that's one way you could do it, or pretty much the only way you can do it to represent an Obliterator squad via counts as. And of course, they kind of made up the Havoc squad, so you probably want to utilize those as well. But outside of that, that's really the only two reasons why I recommend the Chaos Codex, is because you can go counts as Obliterator if you want to have something kind of stand out in your force, automaton looking, and the Havoc squad is very fitting for the Iron Warriors Legion. But I feel the generic Spaceman Codex does a better job. It has less restrictions in it by its nature. It's not representing chaos, and I just feel the lack of chaos pressure, chaos potential, is better for the Iron Warriors Legion. They never really worshipped a particular god, and during the Heresy time period, they weren't really chaos worshippers per se. They were just doing their thing, standing up for what they believed in with their Legion. Their Primarch was basically rebelling because he felt it justified to protect his Legion in a sense. So, yeah, so that's why I feel the generic Spaceman Codex works a bit better. But no Legion of the Damned, no Centurions, no Land Raider Crusader or Redeemer, and no Flyers. Other than that, you have everything else at your fingertips, at your disposal, for your Legion. Now, as far as what chapter tactics to utilize, that really is up to you. Most any could work for them. Most any. I would say, not so much for the White Scars or the Raven Guard. But the rest, I think, could work. Even the Black Templars, I think, in a way, could work for them. So it's up to you. I think the generic way to go would be the Ultramarines way. And by generic, I mean, faithful way. The old faithful way. That chapter tactic can work for pretty much any force. Or the Imperial Fist one could work for the Iron Warriors, which is kind of funny considering the hatred between those two legions. So, that is up to you, though. So that is what Codices, I think, would represent the Legion well. The Chaos one could work, but you have so much heavy restrictions going on, especially for this Legion. But you get to make use of some counts as Obliterators, which is nice. Or the regular Space Marine Codex, which I feel works better for this Legion's force. Now, when it comes to collecting an Iron Warriors Legion, what do you do? Well, Forge World is in motion to add more stuff to the Iron Warriors. In fact, it just recently added up for pre-order still the Iron Warriors Legion Contemptor Dreadnought. So they are going to be producing content for this Legion, just like they do for every Legion. And it's a cool looking Dreadnought. But outside of that, the only other thing they have really for this Legion, Pre-Heresy wise, is shoulder pads. That's it right now. This is going to be one of the Legions that I update once they get a full slew of stuff. The reason why I'm just not waiting is it's going to halt the rest of this series, and I don't know how long it'll take. It's going to take a period of months for them to produce everything for this Legion, if it's even the next Legion up on the block. We don't know. So, you could look at their generic Legion Astarte stuff. That stuff will work just fine in the Horus Heresy section, Mark II through Mark VI armor. The big things to keep in mind, in my opinion, the biggest things that, as long as you get this covered, you're fine everywhere else, in my opinion, is no Mark VII armor. Specifically, no Mark VII helmet and no Imperial Eagle on the chest plate, unless you're the Emperor's Children Legion. And Terminator armor that looks in line with what Forge World makes. You can convert up the plastic kit, or you can buy the ones from Forge World. Whatever you do or whatever you decide, it's got to have a similar look to the Cataphractii and the Tartaros. After that, and one further addendum, the Land Raider should look like the Land Raider Proteus. After you figure all that out for yourself, or the Land Raider Mark IIB, everything else is fine. The Predator can look post-heresy, the bikes can be post-heresy, even the land speeders can be post-heresy, in my opinion. I don't really see a big problem with that. Now, some people do, and it depends how crazy close to accurate you want to get, or how accurate you want to be, representing your Legion, I should say. If you want to be super accurate, go with Forge World stuff solely. If you're just trying to make sure you don't have any Mark 7 looking stuff and your Terminator's in line, the rest is up to you. Outside of that, Games Workshop does have an Iron Warriors thing, which can work for you. It's an Iron Warriors conversion kit. The problem with that conversion kit is the problem with a lot of 40k conversion kit stuff from GW, and that is, for Space Marines, is that it tends to have Mark 7 helmet looking stuff in there. So, that right there is going to be a problem. But the Iron Warriors one isn't bad. It's basically one helmet that is Mark 7 looking. The other 4 you can utilize. You have 5 torsos you can utilize. And then, the weapons that it comes with is one melta-gun looking thing that you can utilize. It looks kind of cool. And then the last cannon it comes with, you can take it or leave it. You have the Chaos Star on one of the arms, but, you could say it represents the Legion symbol in some way, shape, or form if you really wanted to. But really, this Iron Warriors upgrade pack isn't bad. The only thing you really couldn't make use of is that one Mark 7 helmet. Everything else is usable. With or without the horns. You could leave the horns on or you could shave them off. So that's up to you, but it is something to consider from GW's lineup. Other than that, you could make use of some tactical squad boxes of stuff and maybe some chaos squad boxes of stuff, but this is what I said before, and I'll say it again, I'll be saying it again. It's a best bang for your buck scenario. If you're spending 100% of the price, but you're only utilizing 70% of the product, and therefore you need to buy twice the amount to make one squad, is it really worth it in the end? Are you really saving money? Yeah, you maybe have bits, and if you have another space reinforce, more power to you, and I have all these bits, you can bolster the other space reinforce as well. But if this is your sole Space Marine collection, is it really worth it to have all that extra stuff that you can't use because of the restrictions for the Heresy time period? So that's why I'm heavily suggesting the Forge World product, because the stuff that Forge World makes, you're going to utilize 100% of the kits you buy from there, because that Horus Heresy stuff is purpose-built for this time period, and it's very fitting and accurate. For a fictional setting. Anyways, that is the ramble on the Iron Warriors Legion. So that's my thoughts and opinions. Thanks for sticking through it. The next Legion up on the chopping block is going to be the White Scars Legion, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, take it easy.